The next man lesson that dad may not have given you was to actually show you examples or be an example of the expectations that he has for you. How many times have you heard it in your life from your dad that you should be doing this with your life? You should be doing that with your life. This is how you should be moving in life. However, they have never shown you by way of being that example. Never setting the stage by showing you first before telling you second, or showing you simultaneously as they are telling you, by giving you an example of what it means to travel this path, by showing you what it means to be this person, this type of person, to follow this path of life, path of life, path of life, path of life, path of life. If you're between the age of 18 and 29, then today I want to share with you guys 8 man lessons that dad never taught you. Now, looking back at when I was in my early 20s, these are lessons that I wish I had learned. I wish dad has taught me when I were younger, but unfortunately me, and I know it's a lot of young men just like myself who grow up trying to navigate themselves throughout life, trying to figure it out, how to become the best version of themselves. And of course, when you have that missing element in your life, that missing piece, that crucial piece in your life, then it could be a very, very hard uphill battle to climb as you're trying to evolve into manhood. There could be a lot of missing pieces in your growth because dad was not there to provide better insight for your walk of life. He was not there to help you navigate your way throughout life. And so today I wanted to help speed up that process for you if you're between 18 and 29 and you were like me who grew up without a dad giving me these crucial principles. So I'm going to get right into it and share with you guys 8 man lessons that dad never taught you. I have my notes on my phone to make sure I'm giving you guys accurate advice. So the first man lesson that dad may not have given you was his ear. He may have given you his wisdom, but has never given you his ear to actually listen to you. Now, does that sound familiar to you? Where you may have had your dad in your life, he may have given you a ton of wisdom, but he never heard you. He never extended his ear to you. He never took the time out to hear from you. He never wanted you to share your thoughts, never took time to hear from you and what it is that you want to do with your life and what it is that you're screaming for, the type of attention that you're screaming for, the need that you're screaming for. Dad may have never given you his ear. So a lot of the times, dads, if you're watching and you have kids in your life, what I need you to do is start taking into consideration what your kids may be asking from you. Because if you don't give your ear, then your wisdom may fail to reach them. Let me repeat that again. If you do not give them your ear, if you do not lend your ear, then the wisdom and the counsel and the advice that you give them may fail to reach them. Because at some point, there's a disconnection. At some point, you have to understand you're trying to give them 4 years of college type of wisdom. You're trying to give them life wisdom when they're still trying to figure out how to get through year 1 of college or how to get through the 12th grade year to go on to college or even what they want to do with their life. They may have things themselves that they want to ask you, but because you're only giving them wisdom and you're shutting down the opportunity and the possibility to hear from them, to meet them where they're at in their life, in their young life, then your words may not necessarily be piercing as you want them to. You may be frustrated at why are my kids not listening to me? Why is my 20-year-old not listening to me? It's because you're not listening to them. So it's a give and take situation. We don't know it all. We know a lot, but we don't know it all. We're still raising our kids. This is the first time you've had a 20-year-old. This is the first time you had a 21-year-old. This is the first time you've had a 25-year-old. So we're learning. We're learning on the job just like they're learning from us. So I would definitely recommend that you give your ear in the process of sharing your wisdom. Second man lesson that dad may not have given you was the ability to choose your own career. He may not have supported you with what you actually want to do. And that happens in so many cases. It happened with mine. There were things that I wanted to do in my life, in my younger years. I had my own criteria, my own agenda, my own ideas, things that I wanted to create. And because I was non-supported, because I was advised to do something from this list of possibilities of things that I didn't want to do, when I was offered these college opportunities and they said, here are your list of opportunities, none of what was on that list resonated with me. I didn't want to be an IT tech. I didn't want to be a school teacher. I didn't want to be a chemist. I didn't want to be a doctor. I didn't want to be a lawyer. I didn't want to be a police officer. I didn't want to be a firefighter. All of these things that were on that list did not resonate with me. There was a plethora of things that I wanted to create, a whole different lane that I wanted to travel in, a whole different path that I wanted to travel in. And it was non-supported by dad. So what happens? I decided to go to college anyway. Don't want to let the family down. Let myself down, didn't feel good about what I was doing. It did not wake up my creativity. It didn't contribute to my creative juices. So I set that down to make mom proud. I set that down to make dad proud. I set those things down, in which I'm doing it now later on in my life. This is the reason why you want to definitely make sure that if you are a parent, that you are letting your kid choose what they want. You're letting your kid choose what they want, and you support that. Because God gave us our own unique fingerprints and identity for a reason. You got to understand, Dad, what your kid want to do, there's someone else in his life that has done it and has succeeded at it. That's why you should support what they want to do. You could be holding your son back or your daughter back from truly being able to thrive within their life and live out their God-given abilities because you are not supporting their vision. You are not supporting what they want. And so dad may not have given you that. And so if you're watching this video, I am a dad myself, and I encourage my own daughter to live out her dreams. I just also say, you know what, if you're watching this, whatever you choose to do, it's your own life. But what I will advise you to do is go hard after whatever dream you have. Do not half step on yourself. Thrive. Fully commit to what it is that you want to do and be the cream of the crop. Rise to the top. Be the best version of yourself with what it is that you want to do. But if you're watching this video, I 1000% encourage you to go after your own life dreams, your own life goals. Save years of frustration from yourself. Sometimes you have to go against the grain of being non-supported. You have to go against the grain of what society asks for you and what society wants for you, and start pursuing life that best suits you. The next man lesson that dad may not have given you was to actually show you examples or be an example of the expectations that he has for you. How many times have you heard it in your life from your dad that you should be doing this with your life? You should be doing that with your life. This is how you should be moving in life. However, they have never shown you by way of being that example. Never setting the stage by showing you first before telling you second, or showing you simultaneously as they are telling you, by giving you an example of what it means to travel this path, by showing you what it means to be this person, this type of person, to follow this path of life. Many times fathers fail to be an example of the instructions that he give you. He serve you instructions. He tell you what to do, what not to do, but he's never been the example. He fails to be the example. And so the lesson that I want to give you is, if your father fails to be the example, then seek to become an example yourself. Read books, listen to podcasts, watch podcasts. Speaking of, I will link my podcast in the description as well. I have a podcast as well on Spotify. If you are interested in checking that out, then head to the link in the description and it will take you directly to my podcast. But yes, try to become the example that your father fails to be in your life. And he may not know how to. He may be trying. It may not necessarily be an intentional thing when it comes to the negative experiences, in terms of him not showing you how to be a leader, in terms of him not being an example of what it is that he's trying to instruct you. And so when you see that, I encourage you, young man, to work on being that example piece that your father may have failed to be to you in your life. Be that person for yourself. Seek to be the example for your future, for your kids, for your family. Work on your character now. Work on character building now. That way, when your kids come, when you have kids, or if you have kids, you can be the example for them. You can be the person to break the chains, break the cycle, and be an example for your family, be an example for your kids. By way of the work that you're doing within yourself, you can break the cycle. It don't have to stay that way. Another man lesson that dad may not have shown you, this is a crucial one, was how to be a leader instead of a follower. Dad may not have shown you how to be a leader, the important impact of following your own destiny as opposed to following someone else's destiny that they have drawn up for you. We spoke on this when it comes to career choices. They're just going off of what they've heard. We spoke on this when it comes to giving the ear, telling you what they want, giving you their agenda as opposed to listening to you, as opposed to letting you lead for a change. Dad may have failed on instructing you in ways to where he can teach you how to lead as opposed to following. And that's an important piece, because it's crucial that we lead. As men, as we lead, we start to gain clarity in our life. We start having a better understanding of the direction that we need to travel in. We start gaining confidence in ourselves as men because we're leaders. And so if dad fails to teach you how to be a leader, show you how to be a leader, you can struggle in life. You can travel your life behind the eight ball, being in someone else's shadow. For example, you may have a family filled with people in the military. Your dad could have been in the military. Your dad's brother could have been in the military. And guess what? They could be trying to influence you to be the next person, the next man up to join the military. When you have your own ideas, you have your own version of how you want to live your life, and they're pressuring you to not lead your life. They're pressuring you to follow their narrative, their agenda. Follow suit. Not lead, but follow suit. Follow what everyone else has done. But perhaps that may not be you. That may not be the road you want to travel. You may want to lead in a different direction. And dad may have failed to show you it's important and it's okay to lead. As a matter of fact, you should lead first. So if that's you and you have not had a leader in your life, I encourage you to start leading today by way of taking charge of your life. What it is that you want to do, I encourage you to do what you want to do and take charge of your life, even if no one supports you, even if it goes against the grain, even if it's non-traditional. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't do it. That's simple. If it resonates with you and it brings no harm to the next person, then I encourage you to do it. Fan your own flame. Be your own person. Lead, my brother. Next lesson, dad may not have given you direction. Dad may not have given you direction. Sent you off to school, giving you no lectures, no lessons, what to look out for, how to conduct yourself as a man, how to work on character building as a young man, how to be respectful when it comes to the young ladies, how to be respectful among your peers, how to be respectful to your teacher. He may let you be a crash out. He may let you just do whatever you want to do, watch you fly off the deep end and give you no instructions, no lessons, no help. Just let you pretty much do what you do. Maybe he considers that tough love, but in my world, you can't forget the love when it comes to teaching the tough version of love. It's important as fathers, as men, to help steer your kids in the right direction, to help navigate them, to help keep them on course, their course, to help give them the jewels and be their mentors as they evolve and grow in life. It's important to give your kids instructions. It's important to give your kids direction. What it is that they may want to pursue, it's important to lead them and help them. My child wanted to be her own nail tech. Okay, cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the plate. I'm going to get you what you need. I'm going to get you the things that you need. I'm going to encourage you to be one of the best nail techs there is in life. I'm going to encourage you and fan your flame to not just casually do it, but to be the best business person that you can be. And that applies to anything when it comes to helping your kid and giving them direction is crucial. Another man lesson that dad may not have given you is love. This one hits home because personally, I didn't receive love. And when I tell you the impact that it had on me, it was crucial. So I know, young man, if you have not received love, dad, if you have not given love, if you have not shown love, this is one of the most crucial pieces, one of the biggest assets that you can share and showcase in your kid's life. There are so many things that unravels in your kid's life, in your young teenager's life. There are so many things that goes without as they are trying to figure it out. Without love, there is confusion. Without love, there is self-doubt. Without love, there is reckless behavior. Without love, there are so many things that I could mention. Without love, just love, bro. So dad, love on your kids. Love on your son, no matter how old they are. If they're grown, they got a beard, love on your kids. Love on your sons. Love on your daughters. You have no idea how important it is to make sure that you don't forget to love your kids in the process of them growing. Dads, if you're watching, if you want your kids to grow up and love on their kids and love their family and love the world, do good deeds in life, then don't forget to showcase and share love in their life. Dad may have forgotten to give you love. He may not have given you love because he may not have known how to. And if that's you, again, break the cycle. Be a person who sets the example, who sets the stage by way of learning how to love. How do you do that? You learn how to love yourself first. Something that took me a long time to understand. Took me a long time to understand. Here I am trying to love everyone around me without learning how to properly love me first. So the best way to learn how to love and showcase love is to pour into yourself, give yourself grace, and give yourself love. And as you build, the love will expand and it'll extend to the people around you, to the family around you, to your friends, to the world. And it'll pour into anything that you touch, all of your endeavors. Give yourself love. The more love that you give you, the more love that you can give to others, the more love that you can afford to give to others. The next man lesson that dad may not have taught you is how to be a man of character, how to be a man of good character at that, a man of wholesome character at that, a man of purpose-driven character at that, a man of quality character at that. Your dad may not have given you that trait, those characteristics, the things that makes up a good man. A man of his word, a man of his morals, a man of his principles, a man of his values. Those things are important when it comes to a man in his walk of life, in his own pursuit of life, whether he has purpose or no purpose at all, whether it comes to his endeavors, how he treat women, how he treat people, how he treat his mama, how he treat his friends, how he treat himself. Dad may have failed to teach you one of the most crucial pieces in your growth of life, how to be a man of character. Opening the door for your woman, opening the door for people coming in the restaurant, opening the door in general, being of good service, being a good servant to your peers, being a good servant when you're on the job, being a good servant to your kids and your family. Dad may not have taught you the importance of the smallest things, even pumping the gas for your lady. Pumping the gas for your lady. Instead of her having the gas smell on her hand, getting out, getting her hands greasy and dirty. Dad may have missed in that one department of teaching you the importance of picking up the important pieces, such as taking out the trash, such as pumping the gas, such as, again, opening the door, just being a man of character. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. All the small pieces, the microscopic pieces that fine-tunes you, that develops you, that makes you who you are in the eyes of others, in the eyes of who you are to begin with. But your character, your morals, your principles, and your values is a crucial piece of your growth of life. And I know that we travel our life not really worrying about what people think of us, but to a degree, you want to make sure that you put your best foot forward. You want to live your life where you're not here to please other people and be a people pleaser, but at the same time, you definitely want to put your best foot forward. You definitely want to represent yourself in good character. You definitely want to make sure that what it is that you do, the mark that you leave in this world, is a reflection of the love, of the characteristic traits that you possess. And Dad may not have given you that, but let me enlighten you of the importance of picking it up along your journey. If Dad haven't given it to you, then be intentional in your walk to be mindful of your character. Be intentional in your walk, in your daily pursuit, to make sure that you're mindful of how you treat others in the process of how you go about your day. Make sure that you stand on business when it comes to your word. Make sure that you stand on business when it comes to being a protector. Make sure that you stand on business when it comes to leading. Make sure that you are a man of principles, morals, values, all of the important factors, all of the variables and the attributes that makes you who you are, that builds you up in the process, that puts you in a position to build up other leaders in the process, to contribute to other men in the process. Dad may have missed out on that, but you have the opportunity to build it within yourself so that you could be a better reflection within yourself and pass it on to generations to come, pass it on to your kids. Be that person who represents your best version of yourself in front of everyone. That said, the last man lesson that Dad may not have given you was to learn how to treat women properly. Learn how to treat women properly, bro. And I see a lot of people out here in relationships where they actually are violent in their relationships, are reckless in their relationships, by way of what Dad didn't give them. The importance of how you actually treat a woman. And if there's a way to actually get through to the person who don't know how to treat a woman properly, think of your daughters. Think of, if you have a daughter in your life, how would you want her to be treated? It's really simple. It'll click the moment that you realize that you want your daughter to be treated properly. It'll click. It'll register suddenly. The moment that you see how your kid is, the treatment that you want others to give her, your mom, your mother, your sister, the way that you want them to be treated is the way that you are to treat other women. Let's not lose sight of how we are to treat others. Let's not treat women like crap, but expect other people to treat our women in our lives beautiful. Let's not treat other women like crap, but expect the world to treat your mom good, but expect the world to treat your daughter good, but expect the world to treat your sisters good, your aunties good. So let's be mindful of how we lead when it comes to how we treat our women, because that's important. And it's also a part and among the characteristics that we just spoke on in the last reference. If y'all like more videos like this, come through in the comments. Let me know, share your thoughts based on this video and what video topics you guys want me to touch on. If you want more videos like this, then come through in the comments and share your thoughts based on what it is that I reference. If it's anything that you want to add in addition to everything that I said, something that I may have missed out, then that's what the community is for. Come through in the comments and share away. Let's help lead our young men and our young women to greatness within their life so that we can have a better world that we live in. Younger leaders. If y'all rocking with the vibe, then I encourage you guys to lock in with the tribe, like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to share the video and hype the video up so that we can get this video and this content out there in this channel out there. I could not do it without you guys, all right? I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Peace and blessings. One love. Strength.